Hey, everybody, what's going on? Jeff Rieger, another episode of the Daily Ticket, and it is Friday. It's Friday. I don't know if you like that. I just like doing it. I know it's probably annoying. I'm going to stop doing it. And every time I tell myself, just this last time. So maybe next week I'll stop doing it. How's everybody doing? Happy weekend to everybody. And I do think that Lions fans are pretty excited. We'll get to it. Lions make a big signing. I mean, he's a big guy. And he's a big signing because he can really help this Lions defense if healthy. So we'll get to that momentarily. Detroit also makes some extensions. We'll get to that too. And Carlton Davis, the new Lions cornerback, speaks to the media. I got some audio for you. But before we get into anything Lions related, and damn it, we got some good stuff, I feel. Did it work? Did it work? I'm recording this podcast at 3:59 on a Thursday, right before the Wings take on the Coyotes. After I put the patch on my bald head, in case you missed yesterday's podcast, it was all about the Wings. Who do you blame for the embarrassment? That is the 6-game skid. Who do you blame from going 9 points above the playoff cut line to out of the playoffs? Who do you blame? And King Wynn, the producer of the Midday Show, Carson Anderson, he said that people were blaming me because since I've shaved my head, the Wings are 0-4. Of course, people are blaming the priority patch because since they donned the patch, the Wings are 0-6. So King thought it would be a great idea if I put the patch on my head. That should really reverse the skid. If you think about it, two negatives, I guess, forming together to make a positive. Here's what it looked like in case you missed yesterday's podcast. There you go. If you're watching on YouTube, check it out right there. That's me with the patch on my head. If you're listening to this podcast, you got to go to YouTube to check it out or go to Twitter if you want, Rieger1984. I hope it worked. I think it worked. I do think it worked. I hope it worked. Wings got to win some hockey games because I want to go to the postseason. And if it worked, I will put the patch on my head before every game. I promise you. That is my promise to you. Also, Michigan State with the big win yesterday. They're going to take on Purdue. Hell, you watching or listening right now, Michigan State might be playing the Boilermakers. I want to make a quick prediction before we get into DJ Reader. Michigan State's going to win this game. I've been waiting all season long. They got some good guard play yesterday. I actually thought they were good down low. Minnesota kept going down low, and Michigan State kept denying them. I believe they go on a run, and it starts with beating Zach Edey, Matt Painter, and the Purdue Boilermakers. Because as you know, January, February, Izzo. I had to say that. I don't like it, but I said it anyway. So anyway, that's what's going on. Now, let's get to what's really important. Because I've been one of the guys, and it wasn't just me, but there's been many of us, but I've been one of the guys that have said this offseason, this free agency, kind of underwhelming for Brad Holmes. And a lot of y'all got mad at me. A lot of you people said stop bitching. A lot of you people just wanted me to enjoy the offseason and not say anything negative. And I don't believe I was being negative. Underwhelming is not the worst word in the word. If I said, like, it's been a bad offseason, maybe that's being negative. But free agency just got a lot better, at least in my opinion. And we knew this was going to happen, and we knew it was going to go down, and it finally went down right around 3:30 yesterday. The Lions announced they've signed DJ Reader from the Cincinnati Bengals to a 2-year deal. DJ Reader is the best run blocker in football. He's 6'3". He's 335 pounds. He's a dominant defensive tackle. He was good with Houston for 4 years, and then he was good with Cincinnati for the last 4 years. He is the best run stopper in all of football, and you got him for 2 years and $27 million. Not that bad of a contract at all. Now, I do believe the reason he was kind of affordable because, like some of the other free agents that you brought into town, he's got some injury issues. He tore both tendons in both his quads. Did one back in 2020. That is a grueling recovery. Then he did it again last season. But what's good about this signing is that Reeder came to Detroit to be checked out by Detroit's doctors and trainers. And if they give him the green light and a go, that must mean he's ready to go. He's ready to make an impact. Because if you look at DJ Reeder over the last 4 to 5 years, he hasn't been super dependable. Last year, 14 games. The year before that, 10 games. The year before that, 15 games. That's a good season. The year before that, 5 games when he tore that first quad. Here's the great thing about Reeder. When on the field, he stops the run, absolutely stops the run. Reminds me of Snacks Harrison in that regard. And for all the people that say, oh, he doesn't get a lot of sacks, he's a defensive tackle, I kind of disagree. I don't think he's going to be sacking the quarterback. That's not his MO. But you know what he's really good at? Other than stopping the run, like him and Alim McNeill next to each other, nobody's going to run on the Lions. And they already had a great run stop last year. They were already number 2 in stopping the run. But I think he adds pressure up the middle through the interior. And I think he's great at taking on blocks. And he's great at drawing a double team. So if he's drawing a double team, you're getting pressure from elsewhere. Aidan Hutchinson maybe has a one-on-one. James Houston's got a one-on-one matchup. Maybe Alim McNeil's got a one-on-one matchup. By him being on your line, he makes you that much better. And it makes your secondary that much better. It makes the signing of Carlton Davis look that much better. You don't believe me? Let me give you some stats. If you want to go by PFF, Pro Football Focus, grades among interior defensive linemen. Last year, 82.2 when he tore the quad. That's 11th best. Year before that, 85.2. That's the 6th best. Year before that, 2021, 79.5. That's the 9th best. The year before that, 2020, doesn't count. He tore his left quad. In 2019, he was the 7th best interior lineman, 85.4 rating. He's going to stop the run. He's going to really draw a double team. He's going to allow his teammates to get some beneficial matchups, and they're going to kill quarterbacks. And I do believe, finally, this is the biggest move of Brad Holmes in free agency, not just this year, but maybe in 3 years. Like, I think David Montgomery last year was a huge move. I do. Other than that, it's big. But it comes with a caveat. Can he stay healthy? Because the issue with the Reeder is the same issue with everybody else you're bringing over. Marcus Davenport, the D end, he should play if healthy. Only played 4 games last year. Carlton Davis, the cornerback, we're going to hear from him momentarily. He played 14 games last year. He's been banged up every season. And when you're looking at DJ Reeder, same deal. If you get him on the field, he's going to be dominant. He's proven that. He is awesome. The problem is he's 30. He's 30 years old. The injuries start to compile. And I think we all know at that age, it's hard to get over. It's hard to rehab. The quad in itself is a tough injury to rehab. He's done it twice. And you got to hope that he stays healthy. And it's been a weird Brad Holmes identification process of guys that are really good, no question about it. But they have the consistency issue that you need to worry about a little bit because they're all injury prone. So if these guys stay healthy, everybody that Holmes has brought over in free agency, I think the defense is going to be much, much better. But if they don't, well, then it could be problematic. But it doesn't matter because getting DJ Reeder for a 2-year contract, this is a guy that Cincinnati wanted to bring back. They did. And they knew they weren't going to be able to bring him back because they already signed Sheldon Rankins on Wednesday night. DJ Reeder didn't come to Detroit until Thursday. They knew he was gone. They knew he wanted to be a Lion, and they said, fine. Oh, no. Fuck. We got to go get a defensive tackle, and they got Rankin. I think Reeder's better than Rankin. As long as he stays healthy, this is a fantastic signing for the Detroit Lions. But what about their other signings? I thought this was interesting. Carlton Davis, he talked on Wednesday to the media. I want to play you some audio because this back and forth was really interesting. This is the new Lions cornerback. So what kind of cornerback are the Lions getting? Take a listen.
You about to get a lockdown corner. You about to be able to have one side just like, unavailable. That's what I do. I'm here to take out the number one receiver on any team. I'm here to deny the ball. I'm here to take the ball away. And you guys did have some. You guys had some good DBs last year. Obviously, I play defense, so I'm more focused on the offense. But you guys play good on defense for sure. Looking forward to getting to know these guys, meshing with these guys, and hoping I can lead them to Super Bowl for sure.
All right, so what I liked from that clip was easy. He wants to lead the Lions to a Super Bowl, but he says he's a shutdown corner. So Carlos Menares from the Free Press decided to question him on it. I don't think he did it with mean intent. Take a listen to this back and forth. He doesn't believe he's a shutdown corner. He believes he has a different reputation. Listen to this interaction.
You want to be a lockdown corner, deny one side of the field. You haven't played a full season in your career so far, and I don't think you've been known as that precisely. What gives you confidence that you can be that here this year?
Well, I've done it before. I've done it taking guys out the game before. Check the film. Turn on the Tampa Bay film. Turn on me against top receivers and see their stats when I'm on them, not when they're in zone, not when they're in the slot running away from me, not when I'm in zone, when I'm man-on-man press. Turn on that film and then let me know what you think.
Is there one game that stands out to you against one guy that you can point us to?
You can go to what year? What year? Pick a year. I'll give you a game. Last year? Who was last year? Who was my bid last year? Who did I have a good game against last year? Man, you just kind of damn. It's hard to think about it.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but any game that just stands out to you.
No, I didn't even play the Packers game. Yeah. Yeah, there's been so much going on. It's hard to recall it. I've had great games against Detroit, Atlanta, the Panthers, Saints. Just turn the film on. There's so many games you can just watch. I know you're in Detroit, but if you ever turn on the Tampa Bay film, there's a reason why I'm here and why they wanted me to be here. So, yeah, if you do your research, you'll know.
All right, so I found that very odd. I did. Now, he did name a couple games. Carlos said, can you name a game where you shut down some top receivers? And he eventually said Detroit and Atlanta. But Carlos said, listen, can you give us an instant? And Carlton Davis did say it's usually in man. And he's really good in man. He didn't play a ton of man in Tampa, but he's really good in man. And I got to believe they'll play a lot more man in Detroit under Aaron Glenn's defense. But I found that so weird. You can't name anybody. Now, maybe he didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Maybe he didn't want to put up bulletin board material for another receiver. But I found that so bizarre. Like if you say, hey, Jeff, you think you're a good radio host? Name me a good radio show you've done recently. I could say, oh, I did a great radio show on Tuesday. I was talking about Brad Holmes and why people get upset when you say free agency was underwhelming. I can name it. That was weird to me. Doesn't mean he's a bad corner. I don't know if he's a shutdown corner. I do believe he's going to be the CB1 unless they go out and get another cornerback, which I don't believe is going to happen. But I found that very odd. Let me know what you think, comment section. And then the last great thing that we got to talk about is how about the Lions making the announcement before they even got DJ Reader yesterday? Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are extended, both multi-year deals. That's going to keep them in Detroit through 2027. Fantastic. Statement from Sheila Hamp, quote, we are thrilled to have Brad and Dan under contract for the next 4 seasons. They have been the driving force behind the rebuild of our football team and the success that we have enjoyed. The continuity they provide for our football program will continue to be the key to our future success on the field, unquote. It makes sense. NFC title appearance, tied for the most wins in franchise history. Holmes was named the PFWA NFL Executive of the Year. Campbell was a finalist for the Coach of the Year. But it wasn't just those two guys. Chris Spielman also getting the extension. Rod Wood with his statement, quote, I couldn't be more proud of the work that Brad, Dan, and Chris have done for our organization. They have selfishly worked together to build a winning culture within the Lions. I am excited to continue working with them to create the sustained success that we envision for the team, our fans, and the city of Detroit, unquote. How about that? Special Assistant / CEO and Chairperson Chris Spielman also getting the extension. Doesn't it feel fucking great to know these guys are staying around? For the longest time, it was always like, hey, are you going to fire the head coach? Hey, you going to, go get a new GM? Have we ever extended a GM or a coach? I don't think so. Like, I think they extended Millen, and that was a disaster. Then they fired him. Mayhew never got extended. Quinn definitely never got extended. I feel coaches never got extended. Schwartz, Morningwig, Mariucci, Caldwell, Marinelli. No. Patricia, it feels so good to know three guys that have been so good building this football team, taking you to heights that we never thought would happen. And now you know they're going to be here for a very long time. Awesome news. And this has been an awesome podcast. Let me know what you think. DJ Reader's a Lion. I think that's a great signing. What'd you think of the Carlton Davis audio? I thought that was a little bizarre. And Brad Holmes, back. Dan Campbell, here. Chris Spielman, yep. Those three men in Detroit through 2027. Fantastic news. That's going to do it for the Daily Ticket. I got to go pick up my daughter. Her bus is literally coming right now. I don't have time for the comments. Not to mention, you didn't really dig yesterday's episode. Who to blame for the Red Wings? I don't think many people watched. So I hope you watch this one. We'll catch you on a Monday. Please rate, review, subscribe to the Daily Ticket. Follow it as well. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday. So much to talk about. Did the Lions make more moves? How far did Michigan State go in the Big Ten tournament? What seed is Oakland in the Big Dance? We'll cover it all on Monday. Guys, have a great weekend. Oh, maybe the Wings are winning too. Are they now on a winning streak? God, I fucking hope so. All right, we'll catch you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.